Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone's doing well. Well, I'm filming this in the morning. You could be watching this at whatever time. I just wanted to talk about a few different things. The thing that I'm coming to the conclusion with is like fixing anything that I perceive as physically wrong with me isn't gonna fix my personal self worth. And then learning that like attaining my desires doesn't really lead me to happiness, but my like achieving my values does. And then also choosing what pains that I'm willing to go through in order to get the things that I want and to live the life that I desire. And I think all of these are all kind of under the same theme of chasing happiness or trying to find my happiness and trying to make sure that, you know, I can continue to attain happiness and not let the outer world or external things really mess with me. Like I really want to develop a stronger internal locus of control. I don't know if you've heard of that term, but there's internal locus of control, which is the idea that you are internally motivated, that you have an internal sense of control about your person, versus someone who's externally motivated. And we all have like these different things within us, and no one can be completely internally like having a control, because we have family, we have friends, we have food that we need to eat, we have a body that is affected by external loci anyway. But someone who's predominantly um what's it called managed by a control outside of them, their person, leads them to only being happy when other people are happy with them, or like when other people are around, or when they have a certain amount of money, or when they, I don't know, meet some sort of standard outside of their person and outside of their own personal values. And to start off with, like, something that I've been dealing with is, like, weight loss is something that I'm trying to see as a neutral thing and trying to see as something that is for my health management, overall health management, and not just, oh, once I lose all this weight, I'm gonna have friends and I'm gonna have like a boyfriend and I'm gonna have all these, I'm gonna be rich and famous. Like, that is not the case with weight loss. But I do think that we live in a society that really upholds skinny people, at least currently, in a high light. And like just the data shows that people that are like way more have a harder time dating, at least have a harder time dating outside of like a fetish system in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, something I've been dealing with is recognizing, and I have been at my goal weight before or near my goal weight before when I was younger. And I had a boyfriend and I had friends, but I had such low self-esteem looking back at my life and just looking back at like the people that I had as friends and just the life that I lived. Like, even though externally I was doing so well, I think it was a very unhappy and stressful time in my life. But I was also like 18, 19, 20, like when we're trying to figure things out. Where I was in college, and I'm kind of coming back to a place where like I am kind of like a kid again in my mid 20s, and I don't have to, like, I'm at a place in my life where I have a good job, that I have a stable home life, where I'm not worried about the same thing that a lot of people in their mid 20s are, like paying rent, like their next job, or how stressful their job is, because I really did work hard in my like K-12 and like higher education years to make sure that I can get a job that is stable and like a boring office job pretty much, And I'm thankful to have the job that I have, and I'm thankful to have the life that I have. But during this time, I've been going through a trauma ever since I graduated college. And like that trauma was, once I got my degree and once I got all these things done, I expected myself to be making 6, 7 figures in a job that's like awesome and like so cool and fun. And I'm like hanging out with people all the time. And like, I don't know, I live in a penthouse in LA or something. I had some really big expectations on attaining a graduate degree and like the job opportunities that I was going to have fresh out of college. I had some really high expectations for it. And I was working hard. Like, I had a startup. I, yeah, was the owner of a startup, and I had raised like over $35,000 for said startup via business competitions. And like I got all these things and I still wasn't happy, and I still didn't get the more things that I wanted that was going to make me more happier, you know? So maybe it's a bigger thing than weight loss that I am trying to attain, but I mean, I want more money. I want to move out of my family home. Like, I want to do all these things, and like, I've done it before and it didn't make me happy. So now I'm sitting here trying to focus on what my values are and like what I can achieve every day to bring myself joy and peace, which peace is one of my values. And recognizing that developing my values and focusing on my values. And I kind of started on this idea of focusing on things I value because I came across this girl on YouTube called Heaven. Her channel's called Heaven Sent Honey. I feel like her name is Bethany or Brittany or something. She's like a white blonde girl. And all she talks about is aestheticism and beauty and how important beauty is for her, and like how much she values beauty and art. And like she's got me hooked on, like, I started putting on makeup just because she was like beauty, art, beauty, aestheticism, focus on that. And like I have seen such an increase in my quality of life by slowing down and enjoying the things of beauty that I can enjoy, like really making sure that the space that I live in is a very aesthetically pleasing place for me, because whatever's happening outside is happening inside. And I know that for me personally, being around beauty and being around aestheticism is a huge value of mine. But here, I'll go through the rest of my values. I wrote 13 down. One of them includes money. But I've been trying to figure out but I do value money. I do value money. And like, I'm trying to be more okay with having values that aren't okay or whatever, but I value money. Because money does bring me a bunch of all of these other things. Like, money is energy, is how some like spiritual people will talk about it, you know? But yeah, so here's my list of the things that I currently value in my life. I value discipline, I value organization, I value kindness, I value community, I value attention, the attention that I give to things, and also the attention that people give me. I value beauty, I value money, I value peace, I value inspiration, which I think might go hand in hand with the beauty thing. But I think inspiration is something that doesn't have to be beautiful. It can also be painful and it can also be ugly, you know? So finding value in things that inspire me to continue on is something that, yeah, I deeply value. I also value honesty and truth. These things can kind of be separate, you know? I feel like there's a difference between a person being honest and authentic, and a difference between just a truth about the world or truth about that person or truth about my person, you know? I also value growth, and I also value language. Now, something that I was thinking about like adding onto this list is connection, but I think that comes with community. But I don't know. I'll throw it in there as like a bonus. I value connection. I value when I get to connect with a single person. I only have like 60. I looked at my watch as if the watch was going to tell me how many subscribers I have on YouTube. I only have 68 followers right now, and I value them so much because, or at least I value the views that I get, and I value the comments that I get, because that is a part of my connection and that is a part of my community. Like, I do want to build a community, and I do want to find people that are like me or similar to me that are going through similar things, you know? And yeah, like I value these things, and I'm also learning to choose what kind of pain that I'm going for, and because life is filled with pain and life is filled with joy, and like everything in life that, you know, everything in life has some sort of pain. Everything in life has some sort of risk. And I mentioned this on my TikTok today that I will post soon. But I do think that there's something very important to value in like choosing what kind of pain you go for, because we can either choose the pain of going for our goals and being rejected, and like Van Gogh chose the pain of, you know, painting despite there being no recognition for him. And now Van Gogh's Van Gogh. I mean, after his death, Van Gogh became Van Gogh, you know? So and he could have chosen the pain of living a normal life and like getting a job and getting serious and not taking his painting seriously and not taking his feelings seriously. But instead, he went the route of leaning more into the things that he valued and leaning more into which is beauty and which is art, which is something that he valued. And for me, I'm willing to choose the pain of starting completely fresh on social media accounts that like nobody knows me on. Like I used to be on social media, like I started on social media probably when I was like 10, 11, 12 on Instagram, and like I feel like that really messed with my like headspace for a long time, so I stepped away from it for a few years, except for YouTube, because I feel like YouTube is, I don't know, it is a form of social media, but I think it's a higher art than, but I'm getting back on Instagram, and I think Instagram has gotten a little bit healthier. I don't know. And I'm also posting on TikTok. Anyway, I'm choosing the pain of going on to these things that I really have been avoiding all these years in order to gain the belonging and authenticity and connection. Like, I've made friends on Twitter, or not friends, but like, I've made follow for follow and mutuals on Twitter that are actually very helpful and actually like respond to the things I say and think that I'm funny or think that like the things that I say matter, and like that is something that matters to me. Like my language matters, and like attention and giving me attention and like the attention I pour into things does matter, you know? So I'm just learning how to choose what pains that I'm willing to go through. And I'm willing to go through the pain of not being liked by anyone or not having many followers in order to prove to myself that like my words and the things that I say and do matter regardless of what's going on outside of me and like how people are reacting to me, because I wasn't there for my favorite creators and like how they first got started. Like I wasn't there for their first few years. I wasn't there when they first posted and nobody liked it or like only two people watched it or something. And I'd much rather go through the process even if it's later in the game, even but like what is later in the game? I don't know. Social media is going to be here forever, and that's something I've radically had to accept lately. So I'm getting on it. I didn't post yesterday because I didn't really have much to say. But I feel like now I have lots to say, and I might go through the layout of, whatever I'm talking about on my TikTok, I'll talk about in extended on my YouTube. So I hope this is a helpful format. Check out my TikToks. I don't know. Have fun. Yeah, it's in my link tree, and it's going to be in the description of this video. Bye.